Are we online? Okay, yes, we're online. Okay, guys, we are here now for another stream. I'm back after taking a well-deserved break. I really needed a break, so now we're back with this. Hey, Hajime and Josh, welcome both of you guys to the stream of tonight, where we're gonna finish Wright the Ace Eternal. Also, the Forcalito is here too. Yay! Cello is the only one who is not gonna be here because he's sick right now. Also, I forgot to do something. I don't know if I can be able to do it at this time, but I'm gonna try. So, Hajime, Josh, and Forcalito, hope all of you guys are doing fine. You guys are having a good time. There is some random music in the background. Esqueleto! Yes. Yes, I can totally do that. So, okay, where is it? There you go. Okay, Josh, can you do something for me real quick? Oh my god, we got the Soquito. Where is it? Socky. There is the Socky. But yeah, we're gonna continue with this. I promise that I will do both of the endings, the good and the bad endings. So I'm gonna try my best to do that, Gatito! Welcome to the stream, by the way. Why do I have this? Hold on. Yeah, we don't need that one because there is no cello here. Okay, good. Oh my god. I forgot. Core will now recompense. I assume both sides are ready. I forgot the voices. Okay, but yeah. It was quite a weekend. I hope the Gatito is doing fine. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is... It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looked like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on? Doing okay, just vibing. Hey, that's good to know. You were able to take a good rest, Kitty? Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? One try. Okay. If you feel exhausted, because I know that it's Saturday and it's when you guys want to do some pirate stuff, if you guys feel exhausted, we can leave it for another weekend. I don't mind that at all. I'm a caring dino. This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It's a fake. Hey, Keaton, welcome. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, will you care to explain what is going on, my water? My water bottle. Thankfully, it's closed. So no water spilling here. We'll see how it goes. Spike mentioned he wanted to do a dropout for the next weekend, so we'll have to see. Okay. If this was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it? We shall need more time to do a more detailed analysis, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, it looks like Miss Impact never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Engard. Yeah, I'm feeling a little better right now after taking a few days off. It will actually help a little bit. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Engard could not have known that, and so, acting under the assumption that is this real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very possible. This theory that Angar had no idea the suicide note was fake. Something seems like wrong with it. Actually, I'm gonna back down for now. It's no use. Something feels wrong, but I cannot put my finger on what it is. Actually, there is something we'd like to ask. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to that effect. The defendant has spied on Mr. Korea's private life. I believe this will mean that he will have known about the note as well. I might need to check that out after the stream because, yeah, during the day I was not able to check too much, especially because of work. Because I work from 7 a.m. to 3, so I might be able to check it out after the stream. Yes, and so naturally, this means Mr. Angar will have known that the note was a fake. Order! See here, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? I was the one who thought of the spine thing. Jumping in and stealing my thunder like that is simply I can't even describe it. Yes, sorry. I couldn't even brag about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild, had you not? For that, I assigned you a penalty, Mr. Wright. Oh. If only I had kept my mouth shut. So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution theory as to what Mr. Angar's motive for murder was. It has suddenly disappeared into the air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Angar mentioned Mr. Korea 24 hours a day, monitored 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Angar didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made a forgery at an unknown place? Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth! It looks like this time it's you who has dug his own grave. As I figured. As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. When I hear the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what's next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Mr. Angar's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth, stuttering? He's not like him at all. No, I was just doing dialogue. The only thing that I say is that I will check it out after the stream, because I work from 7 to 3 p.m. This witness is perfect. He's one who is perfect fit to answer one for all the questions of. He was either hired Shelley the killer to commit murder. That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer the question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It is... Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself, Mr. Shelley the killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution call is witness to the stand. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be crazy. Let me drink some water to hydrate myself. Stay hydrated, everyone. Also gonna turn on the air, because it's hot as hell. Okay, you guys can hear the fan or not? Okay, no, you can. Perfect. I was worried. Okay, what was I doing? Oh, yeah. Edward, is there no other way left to us? No, it's not. Now then, witness. Your name and your occupation, please.
Very good, sir. My name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin.
I say, what is going on here?
It's a radio.
That's what is going on here. It's a radio, Your Honor. Your Honor? How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh, no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't be sure that this is really Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some of the proof that you are in fact Shelly the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
Oh shit, it's Maya. Yep, it's Shelly the Cooler. Boy, Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the Killer, Shelly La Concha. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too much choice under this contest, so... Now then, witness. There is one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what will that be?
The request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida, is that correct?
It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida.
Now then. We have answered that. Let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well.
It's all just a bad dream. Yes, that is a bad dream. Shelly the Killer. What he is going to say about my client.
There is something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of the client.
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I almost say he seems to be mocking us. I mean, he's a professional killer, of course he's gonna be doing that. Well, he might appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. Killer is only stating the truth. He's no hypocrite. He has always stood by his own belief. You mean about this trust between his client and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There is no way to know what's coming next. So stay cool and collected, Phoenix. Yeah, time to cross-examine a radio. Maybe there is something interesting. About my cliente. There is something I must first state. I'm not gonna even press it. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. I mean, I can just literally talk with poison about that. Changing the channel to something naughty. Oh god, no. But I mean, I got poison and I got toxic. If I really want to actually talk with an assassin or something like that, I can just literally just ask them. The trust between you and your client? Ah. Oh, I forgot to press the button. I'm other being, I'm sorry.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome.
Actually, that's true. And that is why you are testifying in this manner? I mean, yes.
It is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I represented the killer name so my clients can trust me.
But can someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes.
that person will not be my client for very long.
I mean, yeah, if you betray an assassin or a killer, you're gonna be the next victim. So, of course, we all know that.
They will certainly.
That's enough, please, no more.
Very well, I was only hypothetical anyway.
And that is the reason I'm here today on this witness stand. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're not about to tell us the name of your client. I will think that this will be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This guy has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed rule.
The role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven.
Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty?
To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die?
No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Okay, tell us. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
The egomaniacal.
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all of this extra stuff. Just tell us the name already. Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're going to have to work to get him talk. Okay, this is gonna be hard to break, so that's true. Wait, but that contradicts what he said earlier, doesn't it? About the trust in the client. The trust between you and the client?
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. These are the roles and duties an assassin and his client are to carry out.
I'm sorry, but I was wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules.
A person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person?
I have no trust relation with a client who cannot understand their assigned role.
Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who will figure it?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
If you can, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
We understand your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
The reason I am here today... Now that it will... Hold on. Do I need to press something else? Maybe I need to press him here again now. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client name. If you can't ask it, right, then I will. Witness. What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Juan Corrida?
That person's name is...
Okay. It's still part of the confidentiality thing because he's trying to protect the client. So I really don't believe that. Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier.
Rachel, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I don't think I know my own client, and it's Adrian Andrews.
What? This can be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? I guess that Mr. Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stab Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. Killer told him a different name, Malangar perhaps. Anyway, this is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You Shelley the killer.
My testimony is truth. The defendant at the moment is Malangar, am I correct? All that we should do is help prepare his acquittal.
Wow, all of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possible that the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitely of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of the client. Mr. The killer client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. With all of this evidence, it is obvious that this means that Mr. Malangar is innocent.
It seems that... I seem to have accused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict.
Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Anderson immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Angar will be found innocent. This might be your last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Angar, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who believes that the prosecution on witness will absolutely be defended? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Surely the killer is certainly lying on the oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. The testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews? The suicide note might have been a fake. But that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's dead. It was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. The Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. That's not true. Also, there is quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and blood on the donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I will say you have plenty of reasons you want them to both dead. Is it right? You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Oh, fuck. I know the truth. Is it right? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final word of opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and say Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe new evidence? What's to do? I need to request the trial to continue. Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know, but Malangar is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Angar. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He'll gotten Angar convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'm betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witness has cleared your client through this testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see true witness lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. There is still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very court, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please reestablish connection with Mr. Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Okay. This is where we're gonna start stretching things.
Has a very deep been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you need from me was my name. What's the name of my client? What else you will need from me?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about the case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people and your procedures. It is any wonder no one likes to go to court. As I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client needed to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and bottle. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules.
It is a most unexpected turn of events for the, 5th time now? However, this time everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have to cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness as if I have a choice here. Why? What is the witness that said is nothing but beneficial to the defense case? If you scrutinize the testimony, then I will expose the lies in that oh so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. Okay, time to look for things. As I have already said quite a few times, Andrew is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client needed to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adriana already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. Okay, actually we can present the glass because that's not true. She actually thinks that he fainted. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. Killer.
What is the meaning of that attitude?
When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass? Mr. Killer's supposed client, so Mr. Corrida, had only fainted. Which is why this glass of vodka's juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had these been planted, they will never have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon?
It's a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail. It's not a very important point anyway, correct?
I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, That can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all.
How strange.
Yes?
I see that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation.
Phoenix? If the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyways, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution request for the testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here, I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. Requesting.
The request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on that night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I had no mistakes.
So you physically met your client, huh?
That is correct. Meeting one's client the first step to building trust, in my opinion.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. The request came to me about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the awards ceremony. We meet at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few. Are you sure that you meet? So you physically meet Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was with that brief pause? Should I press further? I'm gonna risk it. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always pay my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by a phone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye.
Not only that, but if I remember, Poison and Toxic had told me that by doing that, not only you build the trust with your client, but also you know exactly your client and the person he is. So in case he betrayed you, you can literally go and hunt him. Well, Mr. Wright, was testimony just now of any importance? Yeah, I guess it was very important. Of course, it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. The Killer had met this client before the murder, then it's unlikely he's mistaken. I'm trying to think a little bit before taking my choices, because I do remember there is a point of no return in this trial, where if you fuck it up once, it's over. So you are saying that this client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so.
I see. Did you assassinate?
I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. No, then will the witness please continue?
That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes.
Did something change? Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You had to draw more information from him, but your conduct is suspicious. I think that was not even useful. But for my service in the night, we meet at a certain bar. What occurred? I trust my memory, and I believe I have no mistake. It was a request for my services on the night. I think I need to press here a little bit more. What occurred? I trust my memory. I believe I have made no mistakes. Let me ask here, because I'm confused. So your client was Adrian Andrews?
That is correct.
Well, he says the two of them then. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the Mr. Killer testimony. There doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. I think this one is actually the one that I need to press. Let's press further. Maybe, what if I say on the other that it's not? It was not important. Why he missed his line is not important, and that was not the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions.
What do you mean by that?
My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person?
I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him.
Him? Did you just call Adrian Andrews him?
That's when I thought, I can't trust this person as a client.
It is true that they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just as important? It was very important, actually. If I hear what I think I heard just now, then I think I got him. Your Honor, I believe that the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Oh, really? If that's the case, witness, please include that statement just now in your testimony.
Very well. From the moment I saw him, I thought I can't trust this person as a client.
Him, you say?
Objection!
I would like to go over this one more time. You meet Adrian Andrews at the bar and took the request at the time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times will I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelley the killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip up. About her.
So what is the issue? What did you just say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look will have told you that she is a woman. Order! Order in this court, Mr. Wright. What is the meaning of this? This witness testified to the following. That he always meets face to face with his clients when taking their requests. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor, that is exactly the point. That means Mr. Killer client could not have met Mr. Adrian Andrews. Is that radio... Oh my god. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name, exactly. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. Oh, and so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the killer? This court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another.
So, does that mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify one more.
I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. Request taking part 2.
Yes, now I remember. I took a request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one colleague and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I told my client to be a man.
Don't you say you don't accept via mail? So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in this earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin testimony completely, it's over for us. I know. I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong for a punch I throw, he will counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Oh god. I remember I took that request via mail. There have been times when I took a job. The request was for murder, one cold read, and 2 or 3 small things? 2 or 3 other things?
Yes.
And what were the other things?
A few other things that have nothing to do with the case.
What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? But if I push his buttons. Let's press further a little bit. Whether or not they agree to this case is for the court to decide.
Mr. Attorney.
Yes?
Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you're planning to betray your own client?
That's...
I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one?
Wait! Uh-oh, this is looking really bad. I should not press my luck, right? I had to think if it's worth pursuing. I have to! Witness, this is a very important matter. Please, cooperate and tell us what those other jobs your client requested were.
If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine.
The bear figurine?
After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was as important as the actual kill.
And where was that figurine?
It was inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase.
And then, what did you do next?
I handed it over to my client right away.
You gave it to your client, interesting. This information really sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you stated in your testimony.
As you wish. One of those was to find that bear figurine and to give it to Andy Andrews.
Objection!
Obsession! Because es an oso. Shelly the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Adrian Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it.
This item?
I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Adrian Andrews' hand. I'm sure she would have been taken to suicide note out and burned it. Order, order, order! So, that's where you two were going? So, by the very fact that this suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it's impossible for Adrian to be the client. Order! Order! Order!
Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has already demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement.
No, that's not...
That's enough. If that's your intention, then there is only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
Hold it!
No, please! Not that. Please wait!
Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise.
What in find them. Mr. Wright, you... Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I don't understand this witness outburst just now. Do you think there is need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should... Edgeworth, we can do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The persecution... has come over everyone, even you are... The persecution... rests. What is going on around here? The persecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I see that it is a most unusual situation. If the persecution rests with no further questions, then the persecution has failed to hold its stance. If that's the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Killer's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley the killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright, yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here right now, then your client, Madame Gar, will be declared innocent. And in this place, Adrian Andrews will be charged with murder. Miss Andrews will be charged with murder? The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Valerie, please bring the defendant Madame Gar to the stand. Let me do a save, because I don't know if this is one of the important parts, and I don't want to fuck it up. The item from Mr. Killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide it? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it will appear you are innocent. So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Angard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this. And not refreshing like a spring breeze crap is just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Should I side with justice or should I save Maya's life? If I did that, Maya will die. Yeah, I need to think about this. Miss Andrews will be charged as a murder. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make someone's life going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Madame Gar, is innocent. There is no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Madame Gar, is... Oh my god. I kinda want to say not guilty so I can save Maya. Well, I saved. So I can show the bad ending. Let's go for it. We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Madame Gar, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm sorry. Madame Gar is... Madame Gar's objection! Francisca von Karma! You see now, don't you, Mr. Finney's right? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces, do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of them items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is! That's Gumshoe. I can spot his tattered rags everywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to grab the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy cloth. I'm sure that inside the code lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy code are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now will change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present this piece of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any points, then they will not be accepted to this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor, the killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. But it's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer pistol have anything to do with this case? No, because he never shoot anyone. He strangled him. So, I guess I won't ask for that. Well, let's try. Does the pistol have any relation to the case? I have yet to perform a ballistic test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has nothing to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh. I keep the bullet they removed from my shoulder as sort of a memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for their tests. So that's a pistol that was used to shoot Francisca. It's probably nothing to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Have you checked the contents of the tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I will speculate that the tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looked like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at site. But somehow it looked like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shay, the killer is an ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy uniform. What was it used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There is even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There is one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it will provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is here? I'm sure we are under normal circumstances. These items from Shay the Killer hideout will be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. They are shit. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down. Wait, Your Honor. Please, allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand verdict down. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? It is the end. Phoenix, I knew it. There is no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you had to make that miracle happen. You come this far, but you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it is... Try. For my sake, just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2. The first... Madangar wished from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. No, the killer will always place his lion's wishes first. If Engar himself wished to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That might be true, but that's asking me to be the impossible. The second way, force the killer to end his contact with Engar. If the killer were no longer think of Engar as his client, then he will let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible! He's a man who values his duty towards his clients over else. I know, both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it will truly be a miracle. The problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Is not that what he's always worked for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean? You mean the turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? Ooh. The person who needs the evidence. Okay. I think I'm gonna be saving because this will be the point of no return, so I can show the bad ending and then the good ending. The defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is true. That is how we have come to the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all, and that person doesn't know the truth. That truth, it might be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There is no objection this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kid? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, this court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it is us to need the evidence for Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. Please, show your evidence to who do you think is the right person. Okay, I'm gonna save here. Time to show the bad ending and then show the good ending. Come on, stop. That's impossible. To turn the situation around in one try. One try, that is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engar down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence? Okay, let's go for someone stupid. Okay, I just want to show the bad ending, so I'm totally gonna do that. I see. And now, tell the score what one piece of evidence you want to show him. My attorney match. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. What about you, Miss Monkarma? I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I cannot allow the defense to continue. No one understands what you are talking about anymore. Wait. Listen up, Mr. Wright, I will now state my verdict. This court finds the defendant mad and guard not guilty. That is all, this court is adjourned. So this is the bad ending of the game. And just like that, the case came to an end. I ran away from the courtroom and wandered the streets alone. I never saw Maya again. The killer is a man of his word, so I'm sure he released her as promised. I heard the verdict of Miss Andrews' trial a few days later. She was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that does not exist. But yep, this is the bad ending of this game, and this is the only game who actually got a bad ending. So let's do this right. Azucarito. Okay, so this is what you want to actually do. So I'm gonna skip the dialogues a little bit. Who would you like to show evidence? To Shelly the Killer. John Doe? Okay. Shelly the Killer. I see, and now the piece of evidence that we want to show is the videotape. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. Okay. Maya, she's okay, alright?
Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end of the trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence.
How the fuck is he going to be able to see it? Just one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back.
That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape.
I thought so.
I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard.
Do you know the contents of this tape?
I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea.
Actually, you are on this tape.
Me?
There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded.
What?
Is that true, Mr. Wright?
Who? Who was it that planted the camera?
Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime will be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews? Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right?
Yes.
That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why.
This is it. Why did Matt and Carr film the crime scene? The reason why he did is my ticket out of this whole mess. There is only one reason why your client will secretly film this scene of the crime. Want to see Juan get hit. Wanted blackmailed you. Didn't trust your skills now. Wanted to blackmail you. That's the reason. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you and this is what they said. But I'm not weakling. I don't believe anyone, less than an assassin. Come on now, Mr. Wright. Assassins are not above blackmail. That's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this videotape to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer?
It looked like I was being deceived from the very beginning.
Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You say that you detest traitors most of all.
Yes, that's right.
But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then?
That's obvious. I will break our contract in that case. And then, that client will become my next target. For the honor of the killer's name, even if it takes an eternity, I will follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment.
I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Aha, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around.
Mr. Wright.
Yes?
My contact with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What? I'm not an
Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Thank goodness! This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I actually am sort of... I don't quite... Miss Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. Angard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the nearest future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you will understand what I mean if you watch this video. Help me! Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he is convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Please, whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Congratulations, Mr. Angard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Madam Angard. Please wait. What's the matter? If I get not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm. That's the idea. You wanted to be not guilty, so you will be not guilty. Congratulations. You will be haunted by a killer for the rest of your life. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Madam Angard? I have left Miss Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. Witness how I should put this an illness. If you're going to say you will choose death, that is no concern of me. Yeah. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you use your combined strength to convict Max, I felt alive. I have finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. We put you to so much. I still feel bad for you. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I am confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Yay! You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that. That's what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright. Oh yeah, the guilty or not guilty. I say that he was guilty. Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer. Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we spoke in a patrol car. Sigmaya is safe! You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow, she punched me! I believe in you! I keep saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her! And I did. Thanks. What's wrong? Is on karma? About earlier, thanks. Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix, right? You lost. Your perfect win record has been crushed. And yet you're still happy. I don't think you will ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry, she might in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? From my own personal victories and for guilty verdicts. I use every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remains spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in an unusual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I let another prosecutor, Miles Edgeworth, choose his death. As well you should have. A prosecutor who has shameful himself with a fish shall crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, the man will hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trust your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach the one single truth. That's a promise. That's a promise you. A truth? Yes. That is the reason why prosecutors and defense attorney exists. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you could not forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his eyes on victory, who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edward right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I feel betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believe in that thing you said to me all these years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma? I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a distracted, disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Okay, little Maximus. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over, it's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Is that the thing used to track the Tetcomshu? I'll return this to the president later. There is something else. Is that this Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in her courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Maya! Maya! Yay, happy ending! Nick, I knew you would come through! You got and got convicted like I knew you would! And on top of that, you even rescued me! Well, of course I did. You know I will never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did crow, I will just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost, repeatedly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya? Oh, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm relieved you're alright. It looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Alright, I think it's time we go out to this depressing place. Where are we going? Food, Nick, food! Group, Joe, I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it out by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick, food! Oh god, I'm gonna be poor. Hey pal, sorry to keep you guys waiting. Holy shit, what happened to you? Come, Shu, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I will hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? And it was not a red light that got him? You did it again, city boy! I feel like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. Ain't it joking? Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? Penny has refused. Yeah, that's also gonna be me after dinner. If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now, everyone get around. You're gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Laura bought herself a new camera. Well, Paul, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. I'm into that, pal. In. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day detective. Me? You really think so? He's right. If it was not for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... wait, that's odd. When I ran off the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of them, of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Oh, come on, y'all, it's over. But, oh boy, I'll tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But we should have waited for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, I was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it raw, Cal. So where is this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see the Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Oh, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. I'm sure it's nice finally to see them both smiling again. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. That is a garbage receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you eaten way too much, you glutton. I have fun tonight now, if you excuse me. Wait, what? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone are not enough here. I wonder if there is anything I can give. I'm gonna whip you! What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you too. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Burley? I guess you two can go back to being love Dobby, right? You gotta admit the character development that Edgeworth got. Actually, yeah, it's actually really good. That's why he's one of the most memorable characters of the series. You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Barely. Will you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who is paying for this lovely dinner? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you, Nick. Huh? Oh yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I can already put your name on the bill. Yeah, I got me a situation like that myself. There is a camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It'd be better anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought this for me, so since it's on your tab and all. You did great, Mr. Nick. Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to be hauled back. Are you here? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. It's going to be the first time I hear that real you. It's been a while since I heard you say it. Been busy being a hostage and all. Alright, and if you say so. Objection! And with that objection, that is the end of the second game of Phoenix Wright. Oh my god, this trial is the longest, but for that reason, in the last little parts, because you need to try to connect a little bit of dots. So I do remember the first time I don't know what I did wrong to fuck everything, literally, because I really didn't know why I was fucking it up. Poorly. Felt like a Danganronpa Chapter 6 trial. It literally did like that. And this is a very long trial. And I do remember in the last game, in the third game, the final trial is also long as fuck too. Oh, thank you. Chilito Lucas. Yeah, the last trial of Danganronpa is really long. And the third trial of this game is also really, really long too. Grotto, welcome to the stream of this nice Saturday. Hope you're doing fine, by the way. Maggie. It's been 1 hour and a half for this trial. After this is done, I'm gonna show something very simple, and then I'm gonna call it for a nice stream. But nice to see you here, Proto. Hope you were doing fine, by the way. Oh no, Director Hoto!
Congratulations, you died!
Around. If I ever lay so much an eye on her, I will go crack. You are a creepy old man! Oh yeah, that's right, he is in the future. He came from the future. Does this make any sound? It did. But yeah, that will be all for the Phoenix Wright game at least. My god, what a long ass game. Fun game, that's true. Really fun, really enjoyable. And I just had a lot of fun with it. Not gonna lie, there is some trials that were really annoying because of how the mechanics and all the things work. And let's not forget about the thing that if you get too much forward into the trial, like if you think ahead of the game, they're gonna penalize you. So that's something that I'm usually not really a big fan of, that, because you need to follow the piece of the game. It's really hard for you to figure it out or deduce what the game told you, and go literally way forward than what the game asks you. Oh yeah, they forgot about Oldback. How was your week? Thankfully, it went better now after taking a nice break from the social medias and all that. I was able to relax and recover a little bit. The past week, I had a big problem. I had literally a mental breakdown. And I just had to take a break from that. It took me a little while, but now at least I feel better now. So now I can finally come back to stream, relax, chill, hang with people, and just have a good time. Also, before I forget, competition for me in this country as late. I surely will have to. Be sure to visit my homepage. God be blessed. But anyways, what I was about to say, before I forget, this Monday, I think it's when Nintendo is gonna do the Mario Kart World Direct. I'm sorry for you, dude. I actually didn't notice. I'm so busy, I didn't notice. Well, I don't mention anything in Discord. I put all of that in FA. But yeah, it was that. Where are you going, Francisca? How do you know I was here? With this? I hear you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coats, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his? I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. Oh, you actually got feelings, don't you? But it's going into the trash, I promise you that. No, it won't. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. And I ran off with the things. So, oh yeah. Sure, I took 4 things in total. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectation I must fulfill. I am expected to win no matter what, and failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there is no doubt about that. But me, I'm not genius. I always know that. But I had to be one. I had to. You might not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this will happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about why you should be striking down with that whip. You have not changed a bit. You always leave me alone and walk on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind will have rise and hide from you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can do it. I can change who I am. I can throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after I had left you behind, all these years. And that's why you are standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma. I'm Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. There she goes. Finney's right. One day, someday, I'm sure we will meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece. So I can give it to you when at least we meet again. And that's it for the second game of... yeah, that's the drawing. And that's the last piece that we were missing. But yeah, that's it for the second game of Finney's Wright. Yeah, that's Justice for All. Another time later on, not now, I will be doing Trials and Tribulations, but not now. Because the games are really long. I'm gonna take this little chance to say a little bit of a funny little thing. But for people who doesn't know about this game, you probably are familiar with a fighting game called Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. Because for that game, for people who doesn't know, Tatsunoko vs. Capcom had two games. Have the Japanese version, and later on they made a port to the USA, where they added characters like Frank West, Zero, and other two players. Well, originally, they had planned to put Phoenix Wright and Francisca von Karma into that game. They wanted to put both of them as a team in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom Ultimate All-Stars, but because of complications and because originally the team was thinking about putting Phoenix Wright behind a stand with wheels because they don't know how to make him fight. So that's why it was not possible. But part of the idea of the Phoenix Wright moveset actually moved into Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But yeah, if the developers had went that way, we would have Phoenix Wright and Francisca von Karma in a fighting game, and it would have been quite interesting if you think about that. But anyways, with that little piece of trivia done, let me move to another game. Another short game before I call it for tonight's stream.